Hi, hello, namaste. So, in the previous video, we have created the distribution point, correct? So, we installed the DB completely and successfully also. So, here I'd like to discuss more about the installation process, what happened in the backend. Okay. So, the DP installation. So, the DP installation involves the steps listed below. These steps covered typical DP installation initiated from the configuration manager console. After the administrator has finished the DP installation visit. So as I said earlier, so while installing the DP, so once you finish the DP wizard, then the actual installation will begin. Correct. So each step is described by by an example of how the step can be monitored by examination of the associated log file. Okay. So if we have a problem with the DP installation, this log file, what we're showing the log files below, it will help you think exactly where the process and the problem is occurred and provide what it was to why the process is failing. Okay, so let's begin. So once you finish the DP installation wizard, so what will happen once you click the finish button? Okay, so step one. So in the step one, what will happen means the admin console. Okay, so the admin console uh, create a pink here. Okay. So the admin console creates an instance of SMS underscore CSI underscore SCI underscore sys use, which means system resource use. Okay. So it is creating a WMI class, okay, for the new DP installation. So after the administrator completes the DP installation wizard, the admin console creates the instance of the this WMI class within the SMS provider namespace. Okay, so you can observe this thing in the SMS prov.log. Okay, in the site server shows the creation of this instance. It contains other useful entries such as the SMS app name and machine name, username, application name, which can be helpful when investigating the problems. Okay, so you can observe it in the SMS prov.log. Okay, you can have the entries like SMS app name. So let's see. Okay, so it is like a, so here you can see this is the SMS provider log file. Okay, so you can also observe in our real-time log file as well. So I'm going with the log files here. So we need a SMS provider log file. Okay, okay, fine. So I just opened the SMS provider.log. Okay, so but the it is showing in a different layout, correct? So here you have the SMS provider and then the 4180. Then the in the dashes we have the 0x1054 and then context number. So here you have the context here, you have the SMS app name and everything. Okay, machine name, username, application name, everything is there. See, like here, we stated context, SMS app name, we have the SMS app name and machine name, username, so everything is there. Correct. So the layout is different. So you have the component name first and then the thread name in the example. In real time, we have by default, you can have the log text first and then date, time and component and then thread. So if you want to change this, you can go to the file and preferences. You can take this component up and the thread as well and click OK. See, now you can match the example. SMS provider. So 418 is the thread ID. Okay, and you have the in the braces as well 0x1CDC. Okay, this is completely the thread ID. Okay, fine. We have the exact, the entries in our SMS provider.log. So next, so we have this here. So here you have the SQL query. Okay. So when this WMI instance is created, SMS provider also inserts a row in the database. Okay. So this is the query. So by using this, it will insert a row in the database. Okay. So next, step two. So it's the optional step. Now, SMS provider adds the newly created DP to the boundary group if specified during a visit. So in our wizard, we already specified one dedicated boundary group to the DP. So we need to consider this option in our case. Okay. So during the DP installation wizard, administration has an option to specify whether the new DP should be added to the existing or new boundary group. So we already provided this one. So SMS provider is responsible for making these changes and locks the following entries. Okay. So it is also the SMS provider.log. So okay, you can see it is adding the site system, okay, to the boundary group. Okay. So next, step three. SMS dbmon detects a site control change and notifies HMAN to process the site control file. Okay. Then, so once the WMI file is added in the database, so SMS dbmon detects the change and notifies HMAN to process the site control file. So the SMS dbmon constantly monitoring various tables in the database. Okay, and thus it detects a change in the site control file related to tables, which is stated in step one, and on receiving, it can denote the RCV in the log file, a change. The SMS dbmon notifies the appropriate component by dropping or sending. It will be denoted as the sending in the log. Okay, dropping or sending files in the component box. So in this case, SMS dbmon notifies HMAN to process the site control file for the changes. Okay, so here you can see SMS database notification. So like this, it will notify the HMAN to process the site control file. So the file name like this, uh, PS1, which means the site code dot SCU. Okay, so this will be available in the HMAN.box while processing. Okay, so step 4. The HMAN processes the site control file, okay, and processes all DPs. Okay. So HMAN wakes up to process the SCU file dropped by the SMS dbmon, and then start processing the site control file. So during this process, HMAN will look at all distribution points to determine if any changes occurred. Okay. Any changes or any new DP or any old DP change to some settings like that. Okay. So first, for new DPs, HMAN detects that there is a new site system and inserts data in the distribution points table. So there is a table in the database which is called distribution points table. So in that table we have the all DPs listed. Okay. So for new DPs, it will insert data on the distribution point table. Okay. So like this, it will insert the data on the DP table. And then next step. So next point. In addition to inserting a new row for the DP in the distribution point table, HMAN also distributes the default client packages to the DP. Okay. So this is the reason why we have the default client packages distributed automatically while installing the distribution point. Okay. So remember this one. If anyone asks you why the client packets are distributing to DPs by default automatically, so you can say the fetchman wakes up by the file provided by the SMS dbmon, and then to add a new row in the DP table in the database, it will distribute the default client packages to the DP. Okay, so here you have the top file loaded the client upgrade settings from the DB. Okay, and then you have the package ID, and then successfully added client package to DP. Okay, so next, so H1 updates the DP certificate. So if the DPs are using certificates, whether it is a self-signed or PKI, it will update those certificate information in the database by calling this component. So, and then you have the note here. So if H1 occurs a failure while trying to insert or update any DPs in the DP table, the entire transaction will be rolled back. And none of the DPs are processed. If this continue, you will see issues where DP do not get installed or DP property changes do not take effect. Okay. So we need to monitor the log files, the HTML log. And finally, it then finishes the processing of the site control file and rises a state message. So state message with the ID 3303. Okay. So we can have this state message ID in our runtime as well. So I'm going with the HMN log file. Okay. So in this HMN log, we can filter with the ID 3306. See, so here we have the state message ID 3306. And also we can observe that we have the file here, site control file, leo.scu. In our case, leo means our site code. So we're fine. So next, sixth step, SMS DBMon detects the change in the DB table and notifies distribution manager to install the DB. Okay. Now it will notify the DB manager, I mean the distribution manager, to install the DB. So it will drop a file with the dpid.ins. So I already showed you the ins file in the previous video, right? Where installing the DB. So in our case, it's a 4.ins. Remember? So that is the DP ID in our case. So here in this example, the DP ID is 32. Okay, 32 is the DP ID. So it is we have the file dpid.ins in the extension.box. It will process that file to install the DP. Okay, so in this example, 32 is the DP ID. You can find the DP name from the DP ID by running the following query. Okay, so if you run this query in the SQL database, so you can easily find the DP name. Okay, so in our case, we can check this one. Okay, so I'm going to copy this one. I'm going to go to the SQL database. So here you have the SQL Management Studio. So here I'm pasting the query. So in our case, we already know that we have the 4.ins file, right? So 4 means we have dpid 4. So I'm just executing this query. See, you can have the server name dp3.leo.com. Okay, so like this, you can find the DP name by using dpid. Okay, so next, step 7. So then STMGR wakes up to process the INS file and starts a DP upgrade worker thread to install the DP. So this STMGR wakes up to process the INS file, dpid.ins file, okay, dropped by the SMSDB and then from the pool it will take out the worker thread and it will process the worker thread. We can have the worker thread ID also, okay, which creates a new worker thread with the worker thread ID for the DP installation. Okay, so like this, we can have the log recorded in the log file. So the step 8. So distribution manager upgrade worker thread installs the DP. So here the thread starts the actual DP installation where it completes the following. So it copies the files to the DP, install the IIS if is specified in the installation wizard, and install the MS XML and the Visual C++. So in the previous video, I already informed you. So Visual C++ will be installed automatically. Okay. So here it is installing the Visual C++, and it will install the WMap folder as well, and creates the virtual directories, and configure the IAS, and updates the registry keys, and install the fixes if we configure. Okay, these are the steps involved in the DB installation. So note that the log entries below are truncated to only show relevant information. So we just copied the relevant information. Okay, so here you can see install the APIs and successfully created the shared path. Okay, then install the IAS, then the shared path also created. The files are copied. Okay, so like this, it is installing the DB and configuring the DB. Okay, so fine. Here I have a trick here. So from this tip point, you can easily monitor the installation process by filtering the log with the worker ID. Okay, this example 4788. So step 9 is optional. If we configure the Pixie, it will install the Pixie. Okay, so can skip it now. Scroll down, and step 10, it finishes the DP installation. Okay, so the worker thread tries the state messages with the ID 2399 is the state message ID, which means successfully completed the installation or upgrade of the distribution point on computer. Okay, so you can say we have the DPNL path. So like this. Okay, then step 11 is optional. If we configure the full DP, it will install the full DP by using this file fulldp.msi. Okay, so this is the complete uh, installation process of the distribution point. Okay, so I hope you have the clear idea about the installation from this session. Okay, so fine. We'll see you in our next class. Until then, have a great day. Bye.